Hey folks, welcome back to what I have just now decided to be a bumper edition of Let's Play LSD. Because the last episode was really short on account of a barbecue was going on that I didn't know about, so I went to that instead and I had a whole stack of delicious food. And it also marks the fourth series of LPs that my dad has interrupted, given that he showed up in... oh, let's see now. Shattered Memories, Fatal Frame 2, and also Streets of Rage 2. If he's so eager to get him in on this, I should probably find some stupid party game and LP with him, I suppose. So, I showed this before, but the pagoda ceiling, this thing right here, it says B. And as well as seeing it on top of the screen, you can see it on the bottom of the screen, thanks to my magical crayon. Or video editing software, if I remember to do it before rendering. And B could mean any number of things, depending on what kanji you wish to use. For instance, this one means beautiful. And this one, that one means that something is small. And they can both be pronounced like B, despite it meaning different things. By itself, this particular symbol doesn't actually mean anything, it's just a junk character in this particular context. And that's your Japanese lesson for today. I'm the very sexy Party Cool. And thank you for ruining whatever integrity you'd build up trying to educate people with this ridiculous game, Andy. Way to go. Thank you for waking me up from this ridiculous game. Way to go. And you couldn't have covered that little red square. Made it so that it was just a little bit more static or whatever. Whatever. Day 60. We are a 12th of the way through the game? Oh, I don't know. The game counter goes up to 365, so we're 365ths through the game. Which, I'll be honest with you, that's some kind of wacky fraction that I don't even care to calculate. Although, to be fair, that's pretty much all I do in the fitting rooms. I work out how long I've been there. We're meant to do 1 hour at a time, right? Because the fitting room is boring as out, let me tell you. But anyways, as of late, I've been put down for 4 to 7 hour shifts at a time, which... it's kind of a pain. So, you know, I mostly just stand there and work out. Like, I've been here for half an hour, I'm on a 4 hour shift, so it's 30 240ths, which gets simplified down to an eighth. And then I have to snap back to attention and address the line of customers who've been waiting impatiently in front of me while I stay there and stare into the sky, like Scrub style. And are you guys going to do anything? I'm pretty sure that you're meant to have scripts when I approach you, rather than just, like, running away from me. Yeah, it's all very well and good following me now, but you have to do something. Whatever, I'm going this way. I know that the door in the sky is meant to appear on or around this rocky texture, so I'm going to go and see if I can find that. And I'm also going to, you know, try to tie this to something on my map, because as nice as it is to have a JPEG just sat open on my PC desktop beside me, I can't actually use it to divine where my exact location is. Especially when you consider the map is not the most detailed of things. And what is up with this music? It's like a variation of that one theme, the relaxing music that doesn't know how to be relaxing. Plus you can hear all kinds of weird sounds in the background. Well, I sure hope you can hear it in the video, because I know it's hard to hear certain things, given that I turn the audio down so you can hear my glorious voice. Oh yeah, and there's a door in the sky. Yes! Okay, so last time I ran straight into it, but you don't need to do that. As long as you get close enough for it to open, then you teleport. And the door in the sky always takes you to the grey space. Or whatever this is called. And where am I? Game. Ah, there we go. So it's like I said last time, you have to be really careful doing this, because the collision detection on this particular bit of the non-floor is pretty much made up on the fly, as far as I can tell, and there are pitfalls all over the shop. And this is a fairly new texture to me. Like, usually the floor is... It's black but covered in chalk writing, but I've never seen this snowy thing. And there's usually a new NPC around here for us to interact with. You got anything for us there, game? No? Okay. So, yeah, the last time that I came here, I said this was a particularly interesting area to me, especially with regards to my theory that this is all about aliens. One of the entries in the Dream Diary, which I'll put on the screen about now, says that the author saw a UFO hovering entirely still above the ground. And she says that it looks like a huge gelatinous cube, and that inside she can see the silhouettes of grey, human-shaped beings scuttling around and doing various bits and pieces. And I am going to go... or maybe not. Miss that. So much for exploring the world, I guess. Okay, let's try that again. Also, I like the fact that I've covered the alien's eye. It means I only have one square to go before I cover the other one, and then I unlock a whole bunch of other stuff in the game. Ooh! Okay, so something I want to try in terms of exploration in the apartment, it involves the game being nice to me and spawning the man in the room. Which it rarely does, if only because it likes to teleport me before I can get a good look at anything. Nice work! And this is a pretty trippy violence district. I also like that glowstone tower up there. And I also like this weird sort of turquoise amethyst floor thing you've got going on. Oh man, you can tell I work in a designer clothing store with a group of girls because I know lots of names for colours now, and not just blue and purple. Alright, what am I going to do while I'm here? I am going to... That thing looks like it's covered in blood. Like, what's it? Samurai Zombie Nation. One of my very first introductions to totally insane Japanese games. Oh hey, speaking of which, right? Anybody else have that thing when they were a kid where somebody, usually a friend in school, would bring in something foreign and it was the single coolest thing in the world? Like, I was about 7 or something like that, and the single most groundbreaking thing in the world was when a guy in my class brought in the Japanese version of Sonic the Hedgehog. And I was amazed by this thing, even though, to look at it, it's exactly the same as the English version, but with different box art. I suppose it's lost a lot of its appeal because, by the way, I'm just going to go and tinker around with this lamppost a little bit. But yes, you can do something with it. No, I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a secret! But I suppose that the whole foreign thing has lost a lot of its appeal because A, I'm older, B, the internet is the thing that exists now. But, I mean, I do still go nuts for certain things, I will freely admit. For instance, I own 4 different copies of Silent Hill 2. Don't even need most of them. Especially not the 360 version. Jeez, that's not a good thing. Although it does have its moments. The nurses are hilarious. They ragdoll without you hitting them or knocking them down. You hit them with a melee weapon and they start bouncing and flailing around like any given model in any given Gmod video. It's pretty great. What the hell are you? Oh, I know what that is! That's the model for the big-headed man from the apartment block. And it looks like he's trying to crawl somewhere. I also like how his head has been replaced by a pyramid. It's like... What's it? The juggler opera singer thingy from Happy Town. He has a pyramid where his head is meant to be. It's also appropriate that we find a pyramid head when I'm sat here talking about Silent Hill 2. And this guy sends us to the Fortress of Doors. Really? I didn't know it was possible to come here any way other than the window in the pagoda. Not the pagoda, the apartment block. Huh. Okay, first things first, I am backing away from this pit. Fallen into that trap too many times during the recording of this silly little thing. Although that might be my new experiment for the next session, throwing myself down pits for fun and profit. But yeah, we've established India's kind of boring in this game, so let's go outside. Okay, so, right, since we're out here, does anyone else think this music sounds like something out of SimCity 2000? Like, there's this one tune at work that does it as well. It starts off with that one dun 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 refrain, which is totally like that one tune from SimCity. Which also reminds me of this song. I guess it's a bit like any song can be slammed. Every tune reminds me of SimCity. Okay, so looking at my map here, I have an idea as to where I am, and to test my theory, I'm going to head, well, in this direction, right, which I do believe is east, according to the map. Which could be entirely wrong. I'm determined to make some sense out of this thing if it kills me. Okay, I think I have a vague idea as to where I'm going now, based on going to the east, so I'm going to the west, and if I go this way, I should find a ravine or something. Eventually. Oh, and so I do! And as I do, the game cuts me off. Great. And it still doesn't cover up that red dot either. Also great. Alright, let's take another one. This could take a little while, but this is LSD XL, because, you know, the last one was short, so let's see what you got for me, game. Ugh. At least it has a good sense to put us back in the natural world again. How sad is that I can tell that from the intro music? Actually, not very. How many games can you recognize from a few short notes of one tune on the soundtrack? And I vaguely recognize this place, because this is... yeah, this is Chip Chan's Desert. Which is totally what I'm going to call it now. As I foolishly go and try to taunt these lions. Seriously, I know these guys do something if you taunt them enough. And I think I need to show it off just for the sake of completion. Whoa, there it is! And there's an ending. Oh well, that'll do for now. So, until next time, goodbye.